Hi there, welcome back to my channel. This is Dana Arcuri, author, speaker, survivor, and advocate. And today's topic is goodbye monetization. And this is my personal experience with YouTube, both monetization and demonetization. And I'll be sharing why I am going back to being probably 95% demonetized. And so I'm going to share different things that I've experienced for the past 2 months since YouTube has approved me for being monetized and what I have experienced, what I have learned. And this it's an eye-opening moment. It's another live and learn experience. I consider everything that I have learned throughout my 9.5 years on YouTube to be valuable lessons. I've really changed my topics through the years. I have evolved, I have transformed, but there is an overall thread that has the same message. And the message is that oftentimes the things that we're most passionate about and the things that we believe in and we value and we're talking about it and we're raising awareness and we're educating the public, oftentimes these very topics are considered to not be advertiser friendly on YouTube. And so keeping that in mind, we must understand that not every YouTuber is meant to be monetized. So while you may want this, and while many YouTubers are monetized and they are earning money, we can understand that not everybody is meant to be monetized. And even those who are monetized, there are many videos that they may record and upload that are considered ineligible to be monetized, or they could only be partially able to receive any form of monetary gain and payment. And while there's so many YouTubers that are saying that they're making thousands upon thousands of dollars, and I'm so very happy and thrilled for them. I'm sincerely happy for anyone who can, earn a stable, dependable living off of being a YouTuber. Hey, all power to you people. I give you 2 thumbs up. But we must understand that each of us has a different call, a different purpose and various topics that may not be eligible to discuss. And so I'm going to share a few things that I've learned, and then I'll get into the long list of topics that are considered taboo on YouTube that you should not talk about. Or if you do have videos on these specific subjects, keep in mind that they're not considered advertiser friendly, and you basically won't be getting monetized, or at least fully monetized and earning viable income with those particular videos. Okay, so we'll start with this. I have been on YouTube for over 9.5 years. I really believe that I have learned so much valuable information and, different tricks of the trade, what works, what doesn't work. While I'm not this super technical savvy person, and I admit it, I'm so open about it. My life is an open book, people. And I try to keep it as real as possible and very authentic on here, that we have to understand that there are certain things that we could come to learn, and it's only by experience. So for 9.5 years, I was not monetized. I chose to not go that route. And I chose that because I believed that most of my videos were topics that were considered taboo and hush-hush, and they would be censored and silenced. And so for many, many years, I just kind of decided, no, I'm not going to even consider monetization. But then early this fall, I decided to check it out. And I thought, I don't know unless I try. It's one of those things, you don't know what you don't know. And so technically, I believe that anybody who wants to try it, you should. You should try it, but always keep an open mind, know the rules, and understand that if you don't play by the rules, you could be terminated. You could end up losing monetization, or you just may find out that there's many videos and subjects that you really believe are important to you that just might happen to be in the list of advertiser unfriendly. And so you won't gain any form of profit from it. So first we'll start with now why I ended up going to YouTube to fill out the form and to find out that they approved me in the early fall to be, it's considered a YouTube partner program. It's when you get monetized. And yes, they do have rules. And yes, I'm aware of their rules. It doesn't mean I agree with it. Doesn't mean I agree with it. We could agree to disagree. And that's a whole other topic in itself. But let's just kind of cut to the chase and get to the nitty gritty of why I believe that a better fit for me is to be demonetized on most of my videos. And so the one thing I have to say is, and this is coming from me as a viewer. Now, prior to being a YouTuber, I was a viewer, I was a follower. I was watching all of these different YouTubers and their important topics, and I enjoyed it. And I watch a wide variety of subjects on YouTube. I don't lean, in only one direction. I'm pretty much very interested in a wide range of subjects. And there's some that I might watch more often, and there are definitely my favorite YouTubers. But as a whole, I do have many, many interests. And that is why even as a YouTuber, I try to share videos with a wide range of interests. But when you do that, what happens as a business person, as an entrepreneur, I find out that there's certain videos that become very, very, very popular, and they get a lot of likes, a lot of shares, a lot of comments, a lot of interest, a lot of people who are engaging in conversations with me, and we've become friends. So through these 9.5 years, I've made a lot of new friends, and I'm so thankful for each one of you. And understand this, if there's nothing else you could learn about this video today, it's this, that I'm here to support you. I am here to encourage you. I am here to validate what you have been through. I am here to help educate you about important topics that are dear and near to my heart, that we may have similar experiences. And so I share my story and I try to keep it as real and open as possible. And in doing so, that is how I grew my YouTube channel. Now, it's trial and error, people. It's trial and error. The things I talked about in the beginning of my YouTube channel, so over 9.5 years ago, the things I spoke about and educated people about and discussed are not the same things I talk about today. And that's because I have been able to clearly define my mission in life, clearly define exactly what my strengths are, what are the very important topics that I really believe in and that I advocate, that I build awareness, and I reach out and I support a lot of people, especially survivors of abuse and people who have dealt with medical mishaps. So this is something that's extremely important to me. And I have, through the years, come to a more clear understanding of what I am good at and what might be things that I need to just leave behind that aren't maybe as important to me, or they're just not getting the interest on YouTube. So I try to listen to my subscribers and my viewers and people who are following me. There's so many of you that are like, hey, can you talk about such and such? And then another person, I'd really love if you could talk about this topic. So I hear each of you and I put it into consideration. And many of you inspired me to talk about topics that are unspeakable subjects that are highly sensitive, that YouTube demonetizes, and that are considered to not be advertiser friendly. And so as a viewer now, so when I am watching YouTube videos, I personally find it extremely annoying when there's dozens and dozens of advertisements that are interrupting the video and my train of concentration on whatever the person is speaking about. So for an example, I'm watching my friend Erin, who is into essential oils and wellness and healing crystals. 2 thumbs up. This is her protection crystal necklace with black tourmaline, turquoise, and clear quartz. So 2 thumbs up for Erin. I support you in your mission. And so, for example, if I'm watching her channel, and let's just say that she would have advertisements. What it's doing is it's actually distracting me from her message, from what she's sharing. And so you're only maybe 1 minute or maybe not even a second into watching the very beginning of someone's YouTube video, whatever topic. I mean, there could be thousands of different topics we're watching, and it could be anything. It could be comedy, it could be cooking, it could be crafts, it could be music, it could be our favorite bands, it could be people who are advocating for something they believe in, it could be anything under the sun. And what happens is, if it is monetized, immediately upon starting this video, it is abruptly stopped. There's an interruption, there is an advertisement, and then it goes back to the person who's talking. And sometimes it even cuts off the beginning of the person's sentence. So I have watched some different YouTubers' videos in which immediately there's an ad, then it kind of interrupts them. And then when I click to skip, and I'll be honest, I skip a lot of ads, and I'm sorry. You know, there's a lot of people who are like, why are you skipping my ads? I make money on that. Well, let's be honest. I'm interested in you. I'm not interested in the ads. I'm interested in you. If I support someone and I'm following someone and I'm subscribing to someone on YouTube and I'm viewing their videos, you know, week after week after week, year after year, and trust me, there's hundreds of YouTubers who I support, who I follow, who I like, who I share, who I comment on. It's super distracting and annoying when there's dozens of ads and they're constantly distracting me, you know. And someone such as myself who does have ADHD, I'll be honest, I have ADHD. I've had it since I've been since early in childhood, but wasn't diagnosed until I was in my 30s. And I get distracted easy. I don't like when people have music blasting as they have a discussion on YouTube. I prefer that it's quiet, that we're tuning into the speaker, and that we're understanding them and really clearly hearing whatever message they're sharing on that particular day. And so what happens is that people are searching to earn money, especially in 2020. But there's something I did learn, and this is just a side note in case you are someone seeking to earn money as a YouTuber and you want to be monetized. I'm going to keep it real, people. I reached out to other YouTubers who are far, far, far more popular than me. I mean, I'm talking people who have millions of followers. Okay, I am reaching 6,000 followers at this time. Okay, I'm right on the tail end, just getting ready to reach 6,000 followers. And it took me 9.5 years to reach it. But I'm not paying attention to the numbers. I'm not a number girl. I'm so much not about quantity. I am about quality. The quality of your mission, the quality of what you're discussing, the quality of your discussions and conversations and what you're educating people about, what you're inspiring, what you're motivating. That is why I love these YouTubers. But as a viewer, I personally skip most ads. Now, there's a few people I will sit and watch their ads, and I'm only doing it out of support for them. I'm gaining nothing. I'm gaining nothing by watching their ads. I'm not buying anything off these ads. I'm not looking to be distracted by ads. And some people are okay with it, but I think a large portion of people who are viewers and even YouTubers do not want to be distracted with ads. And we can understand that while there are some YouTubers who are claiming to make thousands and thousands of dollars, not everybody is. And there's many YouTubers who told me, now these are big YouTubers with millions of views and hits and likes and shares, and they've been around for decades. They shared with me that 2020 has been the roughest year for them as a YouTuber. They're not making much money, and that the competition is super high. Now, why is it high? Because with social distancing, more people are home. More people are having more time to watch videos. So YouTube is exploding, but we can understand that there's less money to be made on YouTube. And another thing I want to say is, after 2 months of being monetized and having over 308 videos on YouTube, I didn't even make, in 2 short months, I did not even make 20 bucks. Now, come on, people, come on. I'm going to keep it real. They need the 20 bucks more than I do. I'm not after monetary gain. I'm not after gaining wealth. I sincerely believe from the bottom of my heart that my mission in life, my purpose in life, and my strengths and my talents and things that I am really passionate about, my sole mission is to get that message out, to give people encouragement, to empower people, to inspire people, to educate people, to build awareness, to advocate, to support others, especially in the abuse community. But I am not here for monetary gain. And so this is just keeping it real. This is where I'm at. And I can understand now that YouTube monetization is just not a good fit for me, at least at this moment. And so another thing I'd like to say is, I'm looking at my notes. There's a thing called limited monetization. There is a complete full monetization. And then there are videos that are completely ineligible for monetization. Well, what happened is I have so many videos, primarily 95% of my videos are on topics that are considered taboo on YouTube, meaning, shh, don't talk about it because you'll be censored, you'll be silenced, and you might be terminated, and you might be told that you have to take that video down, or you just will be considered ineligible. And so for me, a large portion of my videos were not fully eligible. And so I kind of started looking at, okay, let's look at the ones that get the green light. So it has a green $sign next to it, and it alerts me that that video is fully eligible to be monetized to earn viable income. And so I look at these videos of mine, and the truth is this: they are typically not the ones that are the most popular. They're typically something that's a more neutral topic. It might be about healing crystals. It might be about essential oils. It might be about something like cardinals and butterflies. It might be something along that line. It might be about cosmetics and beauty, something, keep it really basic. Food, keep it super neutral, keep it super basic. But remember that my mission is not to make myself smaller and have my voice silenced. My mission in life is to speak the truth, to boldly speak what I'm passionate about, and especially to share my experiences, the whole live and learn experiences that I have had. And this is something that is very passionate within me, and that I feel a deep calling. And this is the pathway that I have gone for the past 9.5 years. So let's discuss now a few things about which topics are taboo. And remember, there's a long list, so I can't list the entire hundreds and hundreds of topics. Anyone who is a YouTuber, you could go into your back office and you could check in your own account and find out all the policies and all of the rules and so forth. Now, before I share the taboo topics, I want to first share an inspiring quote by Martin Luther King. And this is one that I really love, and I stand by it and I believe in it. He says, "Our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter." Amen, Martin Luther King. Amen. Woo, woo. Okay, so let's talk now about some of the topics that are no-nos, and you're going to be demonetized, and you may be ineligible or just partially eligible to be monetized, but most of these are an absolute no. Okay, so keep in mind, it's a long list. I'm only sharing some, but not all topics that are considered demonetized and not advertiser friendly. So anything that talks about any subjects that are covering the topic of abuse, physical abuse, emotional abuse, sexual abuse, domestic abuse, spiritual abuse. I mean, it could go on and on and on because there's so many other kinds of forms of abuse. But abuse is an absolute demonetization. Next would be, you can't talk about narcissists and flying monkeys because that's not considered advertiser friendly. And yet, how many of us are dealing with narcissistic abuse, flying monkeys, and those bullies who are harassing us? And yet, when I record videos about it, and they are the most popular videos. I mean, I have my top 10 videos, and out of the 10 topics, at least 7 or 8 of them all involve toxic siblings, the narcissist, how to build healthy boundaries, and getting into what is gaslighting, what is hoovering, and etc., etc. This is not advertiser friendly, but it is a topic that I am passionate about and I am going to continue talking about regardless of whether I get paid or don't get paid. It's not about the money. It's about the beautiful message that I give that there is hope and healing even after narcissistic abuse. Next would be, you can't talk about dysfunctional families. Number 3, you can't talk about gaslighting and manipulation. That's considered not advertiser friendly. Anything about mental health is a no-no. So if you're talking about anxiety, depression, PTSD, panic attacks, and ADHD, and all kind of things involving emotional health, mental health, if you're talking about psychiatry, even some topics regarding psychology are not eligible to be monetized on YouTube. And think about it. Where would we be if all of those YouTubers who talk about mental health and who share their rock bottom stories, where would we be if we didn't have them to give us hope and to help us? Where would we be if every one of us are silenced on YouTube because, by God, we're talking about mental health and we're reaching out to people who are hurting right now? So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. I'm here for the people. I'm not here for the corporation. I am here for the people. I'm here for you. Next would be number 6. You can't talk about prescribed harm, psychiatric harm. You can't talk about things like benzodiazepines and your wicked withdrawals or Cymbalta and how you nearly died over it. God forbid you're real. Next would be, we can't talk about drug tapers because, again, that's not advertiser friendly. We cannot talk about religion, our faith. If you start talking about God or Jesus, or you start getting into your own personal spiritual views, it may very well be ineligible to be monetized on YouTube. That topic is a no-no. Next would be, you cannot talk about child abuse, including your own. If you were neglected as a child, if you suffered incest as a child, sexual assault, bullying, harassment, and so forth, YouTube considers that topic taboo and not advertiser friendly. You cannot talk about animal cruelty or anything regards to different forms of abuse with our lovely furry friends. Number 11 is you cannot talk about medications that caused you to become suicidal or certain situations in your life that led to becoming suicidal. If you've ever had suicidal thoughts, ideations, if you ever attempted suicide, this is considered ineligible. Next would be, you cannot promote certain wellness products, natural alternatives. So there are a lot of people and a lot of very passionate people, very, very educated. I mean, there are some people who are doctors and they're being terminated and kicked off of YouTube, of Facebook, of Twitter. We already know what's going on with Google, Twitter, and Facebook currently at this time under investigation. We can understand that right now about what is happening with social media and how it's censoring people. And this is going to be a hallmark moment. Trust me, there are big things that will be coming down next year. Prepare for 2021 because things will be changing. Things will be changing. But the thing is, oftentimes, we can't talk about things like, I'll give an example. In 2018, I was having so many positive benefits from CBD oil And I may have even talked a little bit about medical marijuana and cannabis and how it's saving lives. And I share real testimonies, and there is credible documentaries. There's a lot of TV programs I have watched. There's a lot of proof out there. I mean, medical marijuana dispensaries are on the rise because CBD is saving lives. And I am not going to be quiet about my beautiful testimony of how CBD was extremely helpful for me. You know, we have to understand that to each his own. Everyone has their own way of healing and their own way of recovering. Drugs are not for everyone. And if anyone knows me, you already know I nearly died over Cymbalta in 2010. I went through hell and back with Ativan, which is a benzodiazepine, and 2010 through many, many, many years of wicked withdrawals. But this is a taboo topic. And yet, while I'm not supposed to be monetized on this topic, it is a very important subject. It is a very, a timely message. Why? Why is this an important message? Because millions upon millions of people are suffering right now from a wide variety of antidepressants, anti-anxiety medications, and various different forms of medicine that have harmed them. And so together, many of us in the prescribed harmed community who have experienced severe damage from pharmaceuticals, we are raising awareness, we are educating the public, and yet we are told, shh, you can't do that, be silent. Oh no, you can't talk about cannabis. Oh no, you can't talk about herbs. No, you can't talk about this. Oh no, you can't talk about that fruit enzyme that might be helping your gut health, or coconut oil or something. So what's happening is, there's a lot of people that are either being terminated on YouTube, or they're being silenced on YouTube, censored on YouTube, kicked off of YouTube. I was terminated in 2018 for talking about my CBD testimony, and YouTube forced me to delete many, 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 many videos. So I would have had over 309 videos. I probably would have had many, many, many more, but I had to delete them because they forced me to. And I was, for a very brief period, for a few months, I was terminated from YouTube. They wouldn't even let me watch videos on YouTube as a viewer. So, you might want to check out that video. That 2018, check it out, June 2018. Okay, let's keep going on. Number 13, this is another YouTube video topic that is considered not advertiser friendly, and it is not going to be monetized. And it is when you share your own personal experience with trauma. So I have experienced compounded trauma and complex PTSD from early childhood neglect and abuse, from narcissistic abuse, from multiple sexual assaults, from my toxic siblings, and the horrendous experience that I've gone through. And yet, despite how many viewers have told me, Dana, you're helping me so much, and Dana, I appreciate your message and your education and your building awareness, and that you support me and that you're there for me, YouTube doesn't care. Do you understand? YouTube is about money and profit. It's not about the people. It's about the profit. And we have to understand that when we are authentic people and we are living our mission in life, our mission is not money focused. Our mission is people focused. And that is the difference between me and maybe other people. I'm only sharing from my heart. I'm only sharing from a very vulnerable place, and I'm keeping it real, that this is what I'm learning and this is what I'm understanding. And I'm okay that I am being demonetized. I'm okay with it. I might not like it, but I'm okay with it, because guess what? I'm going to keep talking. I'm going to keep speaking the truth. I'm going to keep sharing my experiences. As long as I am breathing, I will be sharing a message of healing, health, and hope. Next is that you cannot discuss secular ideas and beliefs. If you start getting into politics, religion, things going on right now in our world, oh dear Lord, if you want to talk about COVID-19, beware, because that is considered a highly sensitive topic on YouTube, and you may very well be terminated. You may be told that your video is being deleted. You may be told you are ineligible to make any money, and those videos will not be monetized on YouTube. Next, we can understand that there are some people, they're told that, oh, you're just a conspiracy theorist. Oh, you're just making that up. No, we're not conspiracy theorists. We're actually just truth seekers, and we're whistleblowers, and we're just keeping it real and speaking the truth about what's happening within the corruption within our world. But we must understand that this is considered not advertiser friendly on YouTube or most of social media, including fake Facebook and Twitter. Next is that you cannot talk about death, loss, grief, and your experience with losing your loved ones. Think about this. How many of you in the past few years, especially in 2020, lost a loved one? I know I have. Within the past 2 years, within 14 months apart, I lost my father and my mother. And yet these videos where I come from a very vulnerable, courageous, authentic place, sharing some really painful experiences, like when my sisters did not tell me that my father passed away, and they purposefully made sure that I did not know about his funeral. And these are toxic, malicious, psychologically abusive family members. And so they didn't want to tell me when my mother was dying. They didn't want to tell me when my father was dying. They didn't invite me to either memorial. And so I've shared videos about this because so many of you asked, can you share about narcissists who are elderly and dying? Can you share about maybe losing a narcissist or even a parent? Can you share this? Can you share that? Many of you ask me. You request it. And like I said, I am here for you. I am here for the people, not for the profit. And so if you ask me to share something and to record a video on a certain topic and it resonates with me, remember, obviously I have to be interested in the topic, and then I have to be educated on the topic, and I have to be inspired enough to feel like this is valuable content that I'd like to bring on board my channel, then I will do so. And many times I do, and yet these videos on real things, real people, real problems, real battles, real struggles, real suffering, loss, trauma, narcissistic abuse, toxic siblings, malicious people, gaslighting, losing a mother who abused me, and it's painful. And I'm told, no, you can't talk about that, and we're not going to pay you for that. And this is not advertiser friendly. Oh, well. Oh, well. You know, if that's how they feel, that's how they feel. I can't change their policies. But what I can do is speak my truth and come from a place where I am just very, very open in my experiences, an effort to let other people know that they're not alone. And oftentimes, you know, the very topics that I'm being silenced and censored with on YouTube are the very topics that I have hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds and thousands of views and likes and shares and comments, and so many people who are sharing also their story with me. And so what would happen if YouTube would decide, no, we're going to terminate her? My story would be gone from YouTube. You know, obviously I'll keep talking. I'll find another platform. I'll find another way. You know, there's not just YouTube. There are other forms of videos out there, and people are sharing with me other videos, like different websites where you can upload your own videos. And so, you know, I am looking outside the box. I am widening my horizons. I am considering other ways to get my voice heard, because I am passionate about being there for you, to support you, and to help you know that you are not alone, my friend. You are not alone. And so, an effort to stay true to myself, my passion, and my soul mission in life, I will continue to share videos that I believe offer valuable, credible, educational content, with or without monetization, and I guarantee most will not be monetized based on the sensitive topics. I take full responsibility for myself, for my boundaries, and what I am called to do on earth. And I am excited for this calling. I am excited to step into this beautiful transformation and to step out of my comfort zone to share some really hard places I've been, especially with narcissistic abuse, child abuse, and sexual assaults and my trauma. You know, these are very sensitive topics, but I put myself out there. I dress up, I show up, I speak up, because this is how others learn. This is how others discover what they're going through has a name for it. Remember, many years ago, I didn't know that what I was going through was called gray rocking, which is limiting the contact with toxic people. And then I didn't know about narcissistic abuse. I didn't understand all of that back in the early days, even like the early 2000s. I was not educated at that time in that season of life about the things that I now am passionate about, because now it's like a light bulb has clicked on, and I am always very interested in sharing different things that I have gone through and suffered. And, you know, keep in mind, I have gone from victim to victory, and I do believe my message is powerful, and it is there to uplift you, encourage you, and to give you hope. We must never, ever dull our sparkle to keep big corporations comfortable. Never make yourself small when you are destined to brilliantly shine. And we must understand that we all have different talents. We all have different things that we're really good at. We have different skills. We come from different backgrounds. And while we may have many differences, we have a lot of things in common. And so together we are stronger. And it is so beautiful when people put themselves out there on YouTube and they share their stories in a very, very clear way and a very inspirational way. It does uplift us. It does give us so much hope. And so I'm going to end on this note. It is an inspirational quote by Anne-Marie Hotline, and she says, "Never diminish yourself to accommodate someone. Making yourself small does not serve you and the world." I'm going to repeat that. Never diminish yourself to accommodate someone else. Making yourself small does not serve you or the world. And so I'm just keeping it real, people, and letting you know that from this point forward, most of my videos will not be monetized based on the sensitivity of the topics that I discuss. And if you do have any subject matter that you would like me to record videos and to educate and to build awareness, please share with me down in the comments what you want me to talk about. Share with me, do you feel distracted when there are advertisements on the videos you're watching on YouTube? Do you feel like it interrupts your concentration? And is it annoying to you? How do you feel about topics regarding, say, narcissistic abuse, domestic violence, rape, boundaries, healing, medications, wicked withdrawals, and anything else that may be considered not advertiser friendly? Let me know what you think, how you feel. Please like, share, subscribe, and know, if there's nothing else you know, my dear friend, that I care about you. I'm here to support you. And that, again, I'm here for you. I'm not here for profit. God bless and have a beautiful day.